Hey, what's up, everybody? Gonna do a complimentary quad reaction, man. This complimentary quad is featuring the music of Jefferson Airplane. What we have here are, we're gonna start off with Wooden Ships, followed by Caroline, followed by Today, and finally St. Charles. I just want to give a shout out and a thanks very much to Tammy Parrish Miller. Tammy, thank you very much. I appreciate the recommendation for Jefferson Airplane. And this quad is a result of a previous quad. I believe it was Rhymes with Teeth. And Wooden Ships was on his quad. And I believe that it was, Crosby, Stills, and Nash. And so I knew that Wooden Ships was also covered by Jefferson Airplane, but I never actually heard it. So this was going to be really nice to check out their rendition of it, man. So let's start with Wooden Ships. All right. Jefferson Airplane, Wooden Ships. Let's get it.
Something everybody everywhere does in the same language.
Well, I can see by your coat, my friend, that you're from the other side. There's just one thing I got to know. Can you tell me, please, who won?
Try some of my purple berries. I've been eating them for 6 or 7 weeks now. Haven't got sick once. Probably keep us both alive. Ships on the water, very free, easy, you know, the way it's supposed to be. Silver people on the shoreline, leave us be, very free indeed. Sail away where the morning sun goes high. Sail away where the wind blows sweet, young birds fly. Take a sister by her hand, lead her far from his barren land. Horror grips us as we watch you die. All we can do is echo your anguish cry. Stare as all your human feelings die. We are leaving, you don't
best. All of their harmonies jamming together. They were so unique, man. But as I was listening to this song, I was thinking to myself, wondering, they remind me also of It's a Beautiful Day. I wonder how It's a Beautiful Day would fare covering a song like this, how they would sound. Well, I know how they would sound, I just wonder how good would it be. I think it would be good. Good cover. Good cover. Being straight up with you, I like this cover a little bit more than a Crosby, Stills and Nash. I know, sacrilege to some. Please don't scream at the screen at me or cut me out of your friendship. But yeah, I like this more. It has more, like I said, there's just a lot more of all of their voices coming in harmony, and this presence of Grace Slick, and her singing on this really puts it over the top for me, man. Absolutely. Yeah, Grace Slick. Sometimes I feel that her presence in the song can sometimes overdo it just a little bit. What do I mean? I'm talking about Miracles. When they go into the harmony and the singing, she overshadows Marty Balin a little bit, and that's not supposed to happen. I don't know anything about music, but I know when a backup singer should stay somewhat in the background, you know what I'm talking about? So that's the only thing about her singing sometimes that kind of takes me out of the music. When they're harmonizing and they're supposed to all be gelling, but she's just so much more pronounced. So that's the only observation, that the odd time where it comes to their harmony, that I'm not a big fan of. When she is basically kind of singing point, there you go. Now that's really cool. But yeah, I remember specifically the song Miracles. When they're getting into the harmony part, it's just a little bit too much, and it's overshadowing Marty Balin. The only thing about that, where it comes to Grace Slick, that I didn't really like too much. But other than that, man, Jefferson Airplane, hey, they are definitely great pioneers of a movement, of a sound, and definitely deserving of all of the accolades and praise for being one of the founding fathers of psychedelic rock. Fantastic sound, man. And very forward looking. I mean, this song, damn, very telling. What I'm going to do here is when's the last time I did a Jefferson Airplane, Jefferson Starship song? It couldn't have been Marty Balin's tribute. That was well over a year ago now. It was in the mix of a quad of some sort the last time. So let me reintroduce the band, make it fresh in my mind, revisit this one more time, and then we'll get into the song, man. So, Jefferson Airplane. Jefferson Airplane was an American rock band based in San Francisco that became one of the pioneering bands of psychedelic rock. Formed in '65, the group defined the San Francisco sound and was the first from the Bay Area to achieve international commercial success. They were headliners at the Monterey Pop Festival, Woodstock, Altamont, and the Isle of Wight Festival. Their 1967 breakout album Surrealistic Pillow ranks on the short list of the most significant recordings of the Summer of Love. Two songs from that album, Somebody to Love and White Rabbit, are among Rolling Stone's 500 greatest songs of all time. And there you go, both of those songs being pointed by Grace Slick. The October 1966 to February 1970 lineup of Jefferson Airplane, consisting of Marty Balin, Paul Kantner, Grace Slick, is it Jorma or Yorma Kukkonen, Jack Cassidy, and Spencer Dryden, was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1996. Jefferson Airplane was presented with the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award in 2016. Yeah, fantastic. The Lifetime Achievement Award and the Hall of Fame. Well deserved for sure. Okay, Wooden Ships. Wooden Ships is a song written and composed by David Crosby, Paul Kantner, and Stephen Stills, of which versions were eventually recorded by both Crosby, Stills, and Nash and by Jefferson Airplane. Kantner was a founding member of the latter group. It was written and composed in '68 in Fort Lauderdale on a boat named the Mayan, owned by Crosby, who composed the music, while Kantner and Stills wrote most of the lyrics. Wooden Ships appear on the album Volunteers. Volunteers is the fifth studio album by American psychedelic rock band Jefferson Airplane. The album was controversial because of its revolutionary and anti-war lyrics, along with the use of profanity. History of the album. Volunteers was the group's first album recorded entirely in San Francisco. Guest musicians included Jerry Garcia, Nicky Hopkins, future Airplane drummer Joey Covington, David Crosby, and Stephen Stills. The album was marked with strong anti-war and pro-anarchism songs. The theme of nature, communities, and ecology was also explored. Despite its controversies, the album was a commercial success. It peaked at number 13, becoming the band's fourth top 20 record on the Billboard album chart, and received an RIAA Gold certification within 2 months of its release. Legacy. In 2003, the album was ranked number 370 in Rolling Stone magazine's list of the 500 greatest albums of all time. The album was released again in 2009, along with the entirety of the group's live performance at the Woodstock Festival in '69, as Jefferson Airplane Woodstock Experience. Okay, man, so that is Wikipedia Song Fact Info on the band and their rendition of Wooden Ships and their album and album information. Alright, man, let's jump to our second track, and that being Jefferson Starship, and this is Caroline. Okay. Jefferson Starship, Caroline. Let's get it.
Oh, what can I tell you now, Caroline? Should I hurt your feelings to keep on lying? One thing leads to another, and another, another, and another besides. You always know whenever I want to make love. Yeah, and you always know all the changes I'm going through. Just as if you can read my mind, Caroline, you know everything I do. Oh, there just ain't no words to describe how I feel inside for you. Yet somewhere out there, waiting on a wonder, you lend wings to my words somewhere. When the band is gone and the music of my song is just right for lovers, you're what I want more than anything else. Ooh, I love you, yeah I do, but I know when I'm all by myself, and nothing is real but my feelings and desires for you. 'Cause everything looks like some sort of scenery stored in an amphitheater, with stars on the ground, fences in the sky, tales in the curtain of time. Oh, what can I tell you now, my Caroline? somewhere out there, waiting on a wonder. You and we, somewhere, when the band is gone and the music of my song is just right for lovers. Oh, and loving keeps on rolling. Oh, Caroline, your loving keeps me rolling, rolling all the time. Yeah, nah, baby. Somewhere out there, you really roll me. You roll me away, nah, baby. Somewhere out there, you really roll me. You roll me away, yeah, now when the melody makes me surrender, dark-eyed girl, I always remember that you love me. Somewhere out there, you really love me. Tied to the music, how you love me. While in my heart, girl, you love me. You roll me away.
Singer. Excellent singer. Marty Balin.
You always fill my heart with wonder. You always fill my soul with love. You always fill my lips with kisses. You always fill my eyes with tears. Oh, what you do now, now? Oh, what you do now? It's like a wind from the other side of the world, like a far pack of hounds. Sounds like the whole universe, just a throbbing with life. Oh, the lights in my eyes hypnotize me like the knees of a mantis. Why even a land to sank neath the waves in a day and a night? Oh, but in a day and a night, I could write you a symphony. It would be just like a bird carrying my love over the mountains. 'Cause somewhere out there, waiting on a wonder, you and we, somewhere, when the band is gone and the music of my song just right for lovers. Oh, yeah.
All right. Nice. Very nice. Caroline. Jefferson Starship. Yeah, man. It's one of those things where I was. Couple of thoughts. Marty Balin, man. That guy. He is a ballad machine. You know, between the way he sings, sound of his voice, his expression, his emotional content, and the way he sings. Just great ballads, great devotionals. He's just great for that. I'm sure he's great for other things, but I just don't have an association in my mind of him singing anything other than ballad sounding songs. And that's okay. Hey, there's a difference between ballads and sappy ass love songs. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to go into detail. I'm sure you know what the hell I'm talking about. Ballads are really cool, and I like what they did here. They avoided it sounding like a sappy ass love song. They got into the groove. They got into some really good instrumentals. They got into some excellent harmonies. It sounded cool, not sappy as hell, right? So this is a really great power ballad. Total difference from a sappy ass love song. I got time for ballads. I definitely got time to listen to Marty Balin singing a ballad. Yo, excellent tune, man. You know, and so somebody's gonna ask me, so I'll break it down for you a little bit more. The Rain Song is a ballad. It's a great ballad. It sings about love. It sings about the trials of love, the ins and outs, the tests, and all of those things. A sappy ass love song, I'm not even gonna name drop because it might be, it might be, of course, tough for somebody who might actually like it. So I don't like to name drop, but you know what I'm talking about, man. Sappy ass love songs versus ballads. You know what I'm saying? This to me is a ballad, and it's really cool. Excellent. It belongs in classic rock for sure. Let us do a little background here. Yeah, well, I remember when I did the Marty Balin tribute reaction. And it was early in my channel, so it was, when did Marty pass? It was late, wasn't it August of 2018? August or September of 2018. Anyway, so I did this tribute to him. A great pioneer of psychedelic rock, classic rock, great ballads and all of that sort of thing. And there was a number of people I remember that were really disrespectful. Hey, someone just passed away, you know what I'm saying? Somebody very relevant to modern music passed away. A great contributor to the sound and the development of our modern culture. And instead of showing respect, some people came through saying, oh man, your choices are getting worse and worse, dude, and stuff like that. Can you believe that? And just showing a lot of ignorance. Now, at that point, early in my channel, I hadn't discovered the block button yet. So some people got lucky that I didn't block their asses for it. Not anymore. You come at me like that, yeah, your ass is getting blocked. But I remember doing... I believe it was maybe a back-to-back, but there was a couple of Marty Balin specific reactions. One was a tribute, and then it was maybe the form of a quad or a full album reaction featuring a little bit more of Marty Balin. So I took an opportunity to again pay tribute to the man. So yeah, man, I have fond memories of Marty Balin, even though I don't know a lot about him. Sad the way he left this world, being sick and being not cared for properly between some family and also the people who were in charge of his care in the hospital. But yeah, never ever gonna forget his great contribution to the lineup of Jefferson Airplane, Starship, and his contribution to modern music, man. Fantastic artist, great singer. Let me do a little read here. See if we can learn something about Caroline. Caroline appears on the album Dragonfly. Okay, yeah, so it's all album info rather than specific songs. Dragonfly is the debut album by Jefferson Starship, released on Grunt Records in '74. It peaked at number 11 on the Billboard 200 and has been certified a gold album. Credited to Grace Slick, Paul Kantner, Jefferson Starship, the band itself was a turning point after a series of 4 albums centering on the partnership of Kantner and Slick during the disintegration of Jefferson Airplane through the early 70s. The album received its RIAA Gold certification within 6 months, selling as well as most Jefferson Airplane albums. 2 singles were released from the album, Ride the Tiger and Caroline. Singer Marty Balin, who had not appeared on an Airplane or Airplane offshoot album since Volunteers in '69, would write and sing on the single Caroline. He would join Jefferson Starship soon after and remain with the band until 1978. The song Hyperdrive was used in the opening ceremonies of the 1976 World Science Fiction Convention, Mid-Americon in Kansas City, Missouri. Okay, and that is Wikipedia Song Fact info on Caroline. So man, let's check out our next track, that being Today, and that's Jefferson Airplane. You like to mix things up a bit, eh, Tammy? Alright, Jefferson Airplane, Today. Let's get it. Very nice. Man, they really, really had a stamp on that psychedelic sound, didn't they? Yeah, difference between ballads and love songs, let me tell you. So, man, that was excellent. Yeah, Marty, man, dude's got one of the best voices, for singing ballads. He's got, seems a great creative mind, coupled with his voice, and then backed up with the rest of Jefferson Airplane. You can't miss, man. The result is a really, really fantastic sound. And it just takes you, you know what I mean? Yeah, they had a good thing going on with their variety between Marty and Grace and Paul and the others with their harmonies, their sound. Just fantastic, man. It would have been nice to have been back there, just taking in an entire Jefferson Airplane concert with all of that variety. Damn. A nice outdoor venue somewhere, something like that. Getting buzzed. Alright, today is a folk rock ballad written by Marty Balin and Paul Kantner of Jefferson Airplane. It first appeared on their album Surrealistic Pillow, with a live version later appearing on the expanded re-release of Bless Its Pointed Little Head. Marty Balin said, quote, "I wrote it to try to meet Tony Bennett. He was recording in the next studio. I admired him, so I thought I'd write him a song. I never got to meet him, but the airplane ended up doing it," unquote. Jerry Garcia plays the lead guitar riff on the song. Surrealistic Pillow is the second album by American rock band Jefferson Airplane, released by RCA Victor on February 1st, 1967. It's the first album by the band with vocalist Grace Slick and drummer Spencer Dryden. The album peaked at number 3 on the Billboard album chart and has been certified platinum by the RIAA. The album is considered to be one of the quintessential works of the early psychedelic rock in 1960s counterculture eras. Alright, man. That is the information given for today. I wonder why he didn't get to meet Tony Bennett. Does anybody know the story as to why? That Tony Bennett just didn't have the time? Some new upstart psychedelic band just don't have the time for that. I'm doing my thing. Did he have a bloated ego, or was it just strategics? He just didn't just couldn't spare the time, or whatever the case may be. He had distractions. If you know, let me know. That'd be interesting. Alright, man. Let's check out our last track. And this is St. Charles, Jefferson Starship. Jefferson Starship, St. Charles. Let's get it. stretching out the song. Got the instrumentals in there. Okay, man. So that is St. Charles. Again, another good example of the rock ballad sound of Jefferson Starship, where they do well in avoiding that sappy ass love song tripe. What they do is they have great instrumentals. They've got the rock and roll power signature. They've got the instrumentals stretching out the song in the middle, going hard. You know, you got the electric guitar solos and everything. So, difference between a ballad and a sappy ass love song, man. And they do really, really well to avoid the sappiness of a love song, taking it from that potentially into a power rock ballad. I have time for ballads, man. So let's do a little read here, see what we can learn about St. Charles, man. Okay, yeah, it's a little bit more album info here. It's all good, man. We'll read that too. St. Charles appears on the album Spitfire. Spitfire is the third album by rock band Jefferson Starship, released in '76, a year after the chart-topping Red Octopus. It quickly scaled the charts, peaking for 6 consecutive weeks at number 3 in Billboard and attaining an RIAA Platinum certification. The album features writing contributions from members singer Marty Balin's former band Bodacious DF, as well as Jesse Barish, who became one of Balin's frequent collaborators. Stereo and quadraphonic mixes of the album were released. Song To the Sun was included in the 1977 Laser Rock program. And we got a review here. William Ruhlman of AllMusic. Quote, Spitfire was Jefferson Starship's 1976 follow-up to the chart-topping Red Octopus in '75, and it found the band in a cooperative mood. The big 3 main power centers in the group remained in place: singer-guitarist Paul Kantner, singer Grace Slick, and singer Marty Balin, whose romantic ballad miracles had fueled the success of Red Octopus. The result was an album that quickly scaled the charts, spending 6 consecutive weeks at number 3 in Billboard and going platinum. That it didn't do better on the band's considerable career momentum can be put down to the relatively disappointing nature of the material. there was no Miracles on the album to begin with. Grunt Records released the more modest With Your Love as a single and got it into the top 20, but the closest thing to Miracles was really St. Charles, a song that certainly had some of the same elements but lacked the kind of direct emotional statement that made Miracles a classic. Similarly, Dance with the Dragon was No Ride the Tiger from Dragonfly 1974, and while Switchblade was an unusual clear statement of romantic intent from Slick, its provocative title made it an unlikely choice for an adult contemporary hit. Spitfire was more than the sum of its parts, boasting the sort of vocal interplay and instrumental virtuosity that had always been the hallmarks of Jefferson Airplane and Jefferson Starship. Yeah, great musicians. If the band had taken more time to write and find better songs, it might have matched the sales and quality of its predecessor. Unquote. Okay, that's William Ruhlman of AllMusic. All right, man. Hey, that is your opinion, which I respect. I see his point. And yeah, one can easily say, well, hey, man, I like the previous album more than this one because it had the monster hit on it of Miracles, so it didn't have the Miracles like he said. So I can understand that simple point of view. As a critic, I would charge this person to say something in the sense of, now if I was a critic, I would say that yes, but I would say, but judging it within the confines of what it is, I think that it's a good album, and I will give it a 3 out of a 5, whereas I give, let's say, Red Octopus a 5 out of a 5, and you know my reasons why. So I wouldn't just stop short by saying something like, if the band had taken more time to write and find better songs. Sure, okay, that's fine. Don't just stop there, man. Focus on the album for what it is. Alright, it might not be as stellar and as great in your opinion as the previous one, but it's not a piece of shit either. Say that. You know what I'm saying? If you're a critic, give a little bit of grace. This is just what I would do anyway. But I'm just saying, these are good songs. Maybe it's not their best, but at the same time too, as a critic, man, just don't throw your opinions around without trying to ease a little bit. That's all I'm saying. Because this album might be somebody's jewel, somebody's gem. A lot of people might love it. So show a little bit more consideration. That's all I'm saying. As critics. As a critic, if I was a critic, I would say all that this guy said with the addition of, hey, I consider it a 3 out of 5, and you know the reasons why. And for what it is, it's still a good album. You know what I'm saying? And that's basically it. I'm going off of the momentum of Led Zeppelin's Coda. A lot of people have said similar things of what this guy has said about Coda, or downright just slashed it, saying, oh, it's just a jumble together of all of their shit, all of their this, all of their that. Hey, man. Led Zeppelin's worst stuff is still pretty damn good. And if you're measuring anything of today to that stuff, you know what I'm talking about? Same thing with this. So as music critics, as just people that have an opinion of music, you really got to guard how you talk about music, because it's actually it's very close to the chest for people. You know what I'm saying? So you just don't want to rip at somebody's heartstrings unnecessarily. This is one of the reasons why I do not publish reactions of songs that I don't like, right? And some people have asked me, and some people have basically been very rude about it. You are just, you basically blow sunshine at no, I don't publish songs that I don't like. There's just too many great songs out there. Why would I want to waste my damn time publishing songs that I do not like, and even talking about it, kind of throwing that energy out there when I'm stomping on somebody else, raining on somebody else's parade? Don't have time for that. If I don't like a song, I don't publish it. And unfortunately, where let's go back to Led Zeppelin with Houses of the Holy. Sorry, I'm tired. I just got in. It's been a long ass day. The Crunge. With the Crunge, now I don't hate the song, but I don't really like the song. So I don't feel compelled that and I'm not going to do it out of obligation either, to publish something that I really don't like. Why waste time? I'm just going to say, okay, I'm committed to tell you why I don't like it. That's one of those rare cases. But most of the time, you're not even going to know what songs I don't like. I won't share that with you. So what am I trying to say? Overall, what I'm trying to say is, when you are reviewing and giving your opinion about certain things, be considerate. Be considerate about the person, that they might like it, other people out there like it, and just say, hey, it's not my favorite, it's not the best, I give it a 3 out of 5, these are the reasons why, and but overall, just being what it is, contained with its own world without comparing it to anything else, it's a pretty good album. You know what I'm saying? And that is what I'd like to see from more critics. And I guess overall, so far in a year and a half of doing reactions, that is the number one reason why I don't like critics. Just to put it to you that way, that is the number one reason why I don't like critics, because I find that their assessments are just one-sided at best. It's like a listing ship. You cannot rely on it. You know what I'm saying? That's why. Anyway, going back to this. I respect this critic's opinion. I just think that it's one-sided. And overall, the songs are really, really good songs. And man, I'm telling you, let's put the shit in perspective. I would love to have a whole bunch of songs like this to listen to now, today. You know what I'm saying? So let's just keep that in mind, because these tunes, man, were in such abundance back then. We could afford to just easily accept things and just easily discard things. But now, man, nowadays, if all of these tunes came out at a level of, let's just say that this critic might have actually put it at a 3, 3.5, I'll take these 3, 3.5s today, and I think that if we were to take, let's say, a 3, 3.5 of yesteryear and put it out there today, mega superstars, rock gods, absolutely, for sure. It's again, going back to Led Zeppelin, it's like taking their worst stuff and giving it to an upstart, checking them in a couple of years, and they are rock icons. Same with this content, same with this music. Anyway, man, hey, I'm not going to end this on a bit of a rant. It's more of a spirited opinion, not a rant. So, moving forward, I've got quads coming up for Jeffrey, Sarah, Iron Maiden, Robin, Jeffrey. Yeah, Iron Maiden is his actual username. So yeah, man, and guess what the quad entails for Iron Maiden. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that, man. I haven't done, have I? Yeah, I've done, I believe, one Iron Maiden in a quad. So lots of Iron Maiden to explore, that is for sure, man. Yeah, so Jefferson Airplane, Jefferson Starship. I like their content. I like their sound. I like the presence of those 3 really, really strong personalities making the sound so dynamic. And yeah, Marty Balin, man, definitely one of the best singers in rock and roll from the 70s. Absolutely. Grace Slick, same thing. Yeah, that's all I had to say about Jefferson Starship, Jefferson Airplane. I'll definitely look to do more down the road. Tammy, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And looking forward to definitely covering some more. If there's more music from Jefferson, I guess the Airplane years, that has more to do with strife of the times, social, economic, political, all of those strifes back then of the times, let me know. It would be quite an interesting listen around their psychedelic platform. It would certainly take me on a trip, and really get me into a deep state of thinking. Definitely. So let me know if you know your Jefferson Airplane content very well. Alright, man, I'm out. So you guys have yourselves a good one. Hope you like this reaction. Pardon the rant on the back end. And I'll catch you in my next complimentary quad. Peace out.